안녕하세요. 저는 벨라예요. 지난주 저는 잘 안 했어요. 하지만 지금 저는 괜찮아요. 이번 주에 한국어 이야기를 들어요. 싫어해요. So I have been neglecting my listening exercises, but that is for a good reason. So basically, if you didn't know, I have a hearing impairment. It doesn't mean I'm deaf. My right ear is just not as good as my left ear, and I do have a hearing aid. But nonetheless, I still don't hear the way anyone else hears, although I'm pretty sure no one hears exactly the same as another person, just like how we perceive colors differently, but that's a whole different story. um, so basically, I have accepted the fact that I will never hear optimally. My right ear will never be as good as my left ear, no matter how strong my hearing aid is. But it's also because in the past, in like secondary school, we had to learn a foreign language too, such as French or German, and also English. But we also had listening tests, and I hated those. I was not good at it. So basically, what I'm bad at is hearing direction. Even with a hearing aid, I mean, I hear direction, but I'm not always correct. But also, I sometimes miss what people are saying. So I really have to be attentive towards that. So I really have to focus. I mean, over the years, I've become pretty good at focusing my attention and just listening better in general. But the most problematic situations for me are when there's a lot of white noise, or when there's a group of people and everybody's like talking and you're trying to have a conversation with someone. I mean, I suppose everyone may have difficulties with that, but if you have a hearing impairment, it's pretty challenging sometimes. Which is why I tend to speak pretty loudly, and also why I like people speaking loudly because I don't have to try as much to hear them. But anyway, so in the past, in secondary school, we had listening exercises, and I was the worst at them because, first of all, it required listening, and I have a hearing impairment. Second of all, it was a foreign language which I did not possess very well. So they always speak very fast because, well, you don't know the language that good, so you perceive their speed to be pretty fast as opposed to your own language. So basically, that kind of scared me. They're fast, they're not in your language, and it required listening, which I did not like because of my impairment, obviously. So basically, I've been kind of postponing that. I have done some listening assignments, but there are just 2 for every lesson. But the book also has some kind of textbook exercises, which I didn't do. So that's what we're gonna do this week, and I only have to blame myself, my past self, for it, because I don't like listening. But in any case, we are going to do the listening exercises, and we'll see how it goes. Learning a language has many aspects to it, and listening is one of them, and probably a very important one as well. Yeah, and actually it should have motivated me to really practice listening, you know, having hearing impairment at all, but I feel like it's because of language classes that I just generally like to avoid it, and I don't know. I already bought the second book and there are more books coming this week, so I'm really excited about that. And also one on linguistics because I realized I made some mistakes last week, but that's fine. It's one of the best ways to learn. I have also kind of rushed my vocabulary. So I am going to master the first curriculum's vocabulary this week. 오늘 일했어요. 하지만 안 바빴어요. 오늘도 책을 2개 받아요. I received 2 Korean books in the mail today. These are poems. I also have this book and it's named Korean Stories for Language Learners. Basically, it contains traditional folk tales and they have the Korean and the English, and it's got pre-reading questions and also vocabulary. And they also apparently have culture notes, so I'm really interested to know more about that as well. Got a writing activity. It really looks like a very useful resource. I feel like I haven't really practiced a lot speaking this week. That's because I don't want to keep repeating myself, although saying what you've done in a day is pretty useful because it's, like daily small talk. But I want my sentences to become a bit more diverse. 다음 주 한국어 수업을 준비해요. And hopefully by the end of next week, I will be back with more speaking. 다음 주에 봐요. 잘 가요.